no human power can relieve our alcoholism. And so treatment is a step toward, if you already have a God, great, you need to have a relationship with that God.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a God or a higher power, treatment supports and enables the patient to work toward discovering that God. So you seek God,
Right.
you find recovery.
And one
And
thing
I have
that,
never sought God before.
one thing that you and I talked about before was trying to convince people to go to a treatment program who don't believe in God, who don't
Yeah.
have that belief. And
That's 50% of people who go to treatment.
yeah. And so how does that work for them? Do you see that working? Do you see them responding negatively to it, or like pulling back, keeping those
In the
walls up?
beginning, absolutely. In the beginning, we see a lot of it, and we know the staff at my facility, the Arbor,
Mm-hmm.
we know how to handle that. We see it so frequently, and it's not about shaming or pushing or demanding anything. It's really about just asking them to stay open-minded,
Mm-hmm.
keep going to groups, keep learning more about your disease, and as long as you stay open-minded, maybe you'll be able to find a power outside yourself that can help you overcome this disease, because no human power has been able to treat this disease successfully. It doesn't exist.
No, I tried it on my own for 3 decades.
Yeah.
I gave up.
Yeah.
It was give up and give it to God, or give up and go home to God. So
Well, and I think
Let me
that's
share.
important.
Go ahead.
Well, I think that's important. What you were saying about you can believe in God, but that's that next step where you actually have to give it up to Him, right? So it's like
have a relationship.
and have the relationship, right? Like I know plenty of people who I grew up with that are either now they're through treatment and sober and working a program of some sort, who always went to church with us. They knew God, but they didn't really give up the power.
Right.
Until they did. They never really got help, or the help they needed, or sober, or clean, or whatever it was they're dealing with.
Right.
So there just needs to be that understanding. It's like just believing that God exists really isn't enough, right? Like you have to be willing to give up that power to have any help, really.
yeah, giving up the control was the one for me. Like
I
giving
went
up the
to a
fact that I had no
therapist.
control.
Did you go to a therapist?
I did in 2008, 2009, when I was going through my divorce from my first wife, going through some therapy for past trauma, childhood trauma stuff that led to the depression, that led to the addictions and all that stuff. This time I did not.
Okay.
I kind of got to the point where I knew everything that was wrong with me, and I chose not to address it, and not to give it up to God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of going to the Bible or going to God for answers or for guidance on where to look, I would just go drink.
Yeah.
Just bury it, keep
Yeah.
it buried, and don't have to worry about it. Don't have to
Yeah.
deal with it. And, so this time I did a lot of self-help, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I watched a lot of podcasts. I read a lot of books. I listened to a lot of sermons. You know, I sought out the therapy on my own kind of thing because I wasn't ready to go public with it.
Yeah.
As a business owner, I didn't want to scare off any clients, kind of thing.
Right.
By being as vocal as I am about it now. But then I got to the point. The first 3 months are hard. You know, you gotta. There's a breaking point, and Atomic Habits was a really good one for me. I don't know if you've read Atomic Habits, James Clear. It's about retraining your brain. You know, the neuroplasticity in your brain, and getting into a workout program at the 3rd month that I stuck to every day, and then kind of over time everything just kind of clicked.
Yeah.
To where it's like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, there's life.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that's how it's supposed to work. And so that's after I got to the point where I could comfortably talk about it. I thought, well, I can't be quiet about it because if I'm quiet about it, somebody else is going to go through the same thing I'm going through, except they're not going to ask for help and they're going to kill themselves.
Yeah.
And so Once I realized that I shouldn't stay quiet about it anymore is when I started
Yeah.
talking about it.